Every step of the way, she's thinking about what's best for kids.
Her integrity is impeccable.
Melinda's in a league by herself. She is a superstar in every sense of the word.
I don't think anyone has exemplified the characteristics of what a chief financial officer ought to be anywhere in the country better than Melinda Garrett.
Melinda is leaving us a legacy of high expectation and standards.
She's always had a great personality ever since a small child. In school, she always excelled. It seems like it came very natural to her. She took bookkeeping, she made an A. The only class that she didn't make an A in was trigonometry, but she made a B in that. And my sons, they were like her sons to her. Now that I have grandchildren, and she's so much a part of their lives, and that's why she works so hard to give the children what they need.
I think what really sets her apart as a really special and gifted CFO is the fact that she started her career as a kindergarten teacher.
I knew that she'd been a teacher. I knew that she'd gone back to school and got her CPA. So it was pretty obvious that she was very smart. And Melinda was one of those people that you could tell had a big heart. And so when we had the controller position come open, we didn't look for anybody else.
And then when I became superintendent, and Mr. Sturm retired, I knew immediately that who the replacement was.
She was an educator first, and then she was a CFO second.
It's always about ensuring that the teachers and the principals have what they need.
We've had S orders, we've had M orders, and you brought us the Pro card. Your biggest legacy, however, I think will be decentralized budgeting. I've almost turned into Ebenezer Scrooge, in that I check my daily commitment report every day to see that my funds are balanced, but more importantly, how much money do I have left to spend for the teachers?
I know you'll remember the December of 1999 when we were trying to make a decision whether or not we were going to go live with PeopleSoft.
She was working with the PeopleSoft team to ensure that every employee was set up correctly so that we could pay them for the new school year. She has the interest of every employee in mind all the time.
The work she's done around health care and keeping our health care costs down.
And we've been able to open a couple of health clinics that are for the benefit of the employees and their dependents at no additional cost.
You might think the CFO is all about money, and Melinda is, but she's also a lot about customer service and making sure that people understand what they're getting and understand how to use what they have.
She makes finances easy. It makes it simple to understand, even though we do have a complex business.
I just appreciate her answering all the questions, and I think the readers of the newspaper appreciate it as well. They have a better understanding of school finance.
We want the public to know what we're doing. We want them to know and understand how we're spending their money.
We have one of the highest bond ratings in the whole country, primarily because of Melinda and her stewardship of the dollar here. Melinda is just unusually good at getting to the bottom line.
Where's the money coming from? Or why is this necessary?
We've looked at where could we find economies, where could we find efficiencies, and where could we repurpose money rather than having to go to the taxpayers for the additional funds.
I think Melinda's done an excellent job in managing the district's fiscal resources in that environment of continued reduced financing from the state.
In the last legislative session, I got the estimate of what the cut was to HISD. And I remember telling Melinda, they're budgeting that we're going to get cut $180 million a year. And I just remember looking at Melinda, and her eyes just filled up with tears. And she just said, do they know how much that's going to hurt our kids? And it just meant, it just touched me so much that this woman who's been doing this job for years and years and years never forgot that every single day was about the kids.
love her and I'm going to miss her, and I already do. And she's just a wonderful person, and she's the best at what she does of anyone that I think's ever served in that role.